Hey, 5 more minutes.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar, which is 5 more minutes, and it's an interactive theatre workshop all based around bedtime routines and rituals. So just a reminder of who we are. My name's Layla.
I'm Joe.
And we're from Travel Companions Theatre Company, and we provide children and families with original, magical and interactive theatre. We tour to theatres and to community venues, and we also offer creative play sessions such as these for families to engage with. Most of our work doesn't involve language, and we have lots of sensory elements within the work that we do, which makes it accessible for everybody to enjoy. We also believe in using props and objects that can be found around the house and easily accessible so that families can recreate some of this play within their own houses. So last session, we looked at routines and rituals all associated with bedtime. We looked at brushing our teeth, washing our faces. We used rhythm and our voice in order to create some play with these ideas. We also looked at the idea of story and imaginative play and how this can be recreated without necessarily a book or a story that's already been invented. We thought about ideas of creating our own play, and we created a whole underwater adventure using very simple props. We used socks, which became fish. And we used simple puppetry with our socks and fishes. We used blankets that became the sea, and we created a whole world under the sea using our bodies and our voices and our imaginations. We looked at how we could use simple puppetry and how this could aid in our play. And we looked at how we could create maybe a frantic energy and how we could bring that down to a nice peace and calm and sleep inviting energy at the end. We looked at how you can end play in a satisfying way for your child so that we don't just put an end to it straight away. When we did this by giving warnings, and in our show, our warning is our 5 more minutes. So it's a really clear, simple instruction. And we also looked at how we could end the play satisfyingly. So we used our sock fish as an example. We created our fish, and then instead of just ending it straight away, we created a game, and our game was to throw our fish into the sea, and that was quite a nice way to end the journey of the sock fish. So this week we are going to be looking at the tensions that can be associated with bedtime and how we can overcome these with some simple strategies and also some play and some games. We're going to look a little bit more about puppetry and how we can create puppetry with household objects. and how this could be a really good opportunity for mirroring your child's behaviour. So mirroring is something that Travel Companions do a lot. We do this, we like to mirror family life and also the behaviour of children back to them. So it's a good way of reflecting back. We'll also be looking this week on some very simple breathing techniques that you can do with your child. So this session is for you and your child to join in together. So if your child wanders out the room, now might be a really good time to bring them back in. We're going to invite you for the next 40 minutes or so to just don't worry about anything else and just be in the room with your child. We're going to be making some silly noises, we're going to be using our voices, we're going to be using our bodies, we're going to be using our imaginations. We're going to hopefully have a lot of fun and yeah, just join in as much as you can to encourage your child. We would also like to thank Abu Dhabi Early Childhood Authority for making all of this possible. So for the next 30 minutes, let's get on our feet, make sure you've got your children with you, and we'll get going. So making sure you've got lots of room, yeah, making sure you've got room to move. We're going to start by rubbing our hands together just to generate a little bit of heat. And let's warm our hands and our arms up. And just to relax yourselves really, let's go with the other arm. It. And let's rub your hands together. Let's imagine this is lovely theatre magic. We're going to rub it all in our tummies and our backs. And you might want to wash your faces with it. Give your face a little massage. And then your head. Can you give your head a little massage? Right, and let's go to our legs. Can you stand on one leg? So we're testing our balance now. You might need help. You might need your parents to help you. You might need your children to help you. Lovely, and just give your hands a little shake. Fabulous. Now this is all about bedtime, so let's just take a big yawn. Thinking about the day you've had so far, and a shake. And again, let's do a big yawn. And a shake. And again, another big yawn. And a shake. Lovely. Okay, and let's just imagine and let's try and make our bodies as wide as a house. See how wide you can go. Lovely. And as small as a mouse. What noise does a mouse make?
Moo!
That's a funny mouse. Try again, Joe. Meow. And again.
Squeak, squeak.
As round as a ball. A bouncing ball.
Boing,
Boing,
boing.
boing. As flat as a rug on the floor. Right, see if you can lie down on the floor, or you might be a rug on the wall. Lovely. And roll that rug up. And as pointy as a pencil. And let's squiggle all over our ceiling. And squiggle all over your floor. And squiggle all over your parents. And all over the children. And as wide as a house. As small as a mouse. As wide as a house. Small as a mouse. House. Mouse. House. Mouse. As round as a ball. Can you make your faces really round? And a bouncing ball. Boing, boing, boing. Maybe it's a little ball. Maybe it can bounce really quickly. Boing, 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 boing. As wide as a house. Small as a mouse. Round as a ball. A bouncing ball. As flat as a rug on the floor. Roll the rug up. As pointy as a pencil. And let's squiggle all over the walls and the windows. Squiggle all around your room. And as wide as the house. And let's just take our arms down by our side. And we should feel that our bodies are feeling a little bit warmer.
I feel hot.
You feel hot.
So we're going to warm up as well as we've warmed up our bodies. We're going to warm up our faces, our expressive organs, so we can see what kind of emotions we've got. We're going to warm up our voice as well, so that we can express ourselves as widely as we can, and we can have a little bit of fun. So the way that we like to do this is you're going to imagine that your face is made of clay, lovely soft clay, and you're just going to give it a good rub, get right into it, and you're going to transform your face into a very silly composition. So let's have a little look, maybe something like this. Yeah. And then once you've got your face in this lovely position, you're going to pass it to your little one, and your little one's going to pass another face back to you, like so. So let's see, we've got this face, and I'm going to pass it to Layla. Layla's caught the face. Now she's going to mush up her clay. She's going to make a new face, and she's going to throw that to me. I'm going to catch it on my hand. So we'll do another one. And this one, it is really big. Humongous face. So let's try another one.
Okay, I'm going to do one to you. Okay, this one is going to be a happy, excited face. You ready?
Okay, I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to do a very sad face. Oh, it's pathetic.
It is.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Very sad face. And that is far too sad. I think we need to change that up.
Okay.
Let's finish on something more optimistic.
Okay.
That is a good surprise face.
It's a very surprise
Very
face.
surprise
You ready
face,
for
ready?
it?
I feel like it's my birthday. I'm so surprised. Okay, so our faces are warmed up. Now we're going to warm up our voices. We've got a little song to help us warm up our voices. And this song's really good because it gets you moving your tongue, and it's a little bit silly as well. So the key thing is we're going to go, Have a little practice of that. Those noises are really important as well. Fantastic. And this is about a little green frog. So we'll teach it to you as we go, and you can join in, and then we'll do it all together at the end. So it starts like this. Went the little green frog one day. Should we try that together? Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day, and the frog went blah. So the last bit you can do however you want. However you like, that's up to you to express yourself. Should we try and put that all together?
Put it all together.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day, and the frog went bah. Now we get a fun bit. We're going to do some clapping and some jazz hands. For the last bit, it goes like this. But we know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. But we know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la. They don't go bah. So should we try that last bit all together? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. We know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la. They don't go blah. Fantastic. All together?
Let's put it all together for the
Okay,
beginning.
get ready. Make sure your voice, chest, nice and warmed up. Have a little undulation. Beautiful. You're going to be fantastic singers. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day, and the frog went bark. But we know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. We know frogs go tra-la-la-la-la, they don't go bark. Fantastic. Oh, that was very silly. We got a warm body.
Right,
a warm
I think
face.
we're warm. I think our imaginations are warm. Right, we're going to get into our bedtime routine action. So we need you to join in with these. These are going to happen throughout the session. So you need to get your fists like this. I'm going to imagine we're rubbing our eyes. And as we do that, we're going to make some sounds. Lovely, let's do that again. Our next sound and action is imagining you're shaking off the whole day. We've got and again. So we've got we're going to scratch our heads. And let's go from the beginning. We've got now let's imagine we've got lots of earwax in our ear. We're going to get it out. And the other side. And we're going to end with a big stretch. Right, let's do that from the beginning all together. Get your eyes ready. Here we go. Before I go to bed, I like to put on my pajamas. So you saw our two characters trying to get their pyjamas on, and we saw a wonderful bull fight. Now I wonder if we at home can all make some bulls. So you need your pointy fingers on your head. What else do we need?
So we've got our lovely horns.
We've got our horns.
And also, these balls are very stumpy. So we're going to scratch our stumpy feet on the ground in the dirt. Very stumpy balls. And also, we need to make a really good moo.
Okay.
Okay, so let's think about our moo. We don't want our moo to be too scary, do we?
No.
So let's have a go at doing a friendly, calm moo. 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 Very nice moo. 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 See if you can have a moo conversation. Moo. 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 Fantastic. What about if these bulls weren't necessarily happy? So my bull just then was a bit angry and frustrated.
Okay, frustrated.
Shall we try and make ourselves an angry, frustrated, agitated bull?
Okay.
And do a little bit of charging to get rid of that energy. So let's get our horns, our angry face, and let's try an angry stomp, an angry breath, and an angry moo. Excellent. Ferocious cows. Shall we? We're going to have a charge around the room. Make sure you don't run into any walls or each other. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, angry charge. And an angry stomp. Superb. But we don't want our bulls to be angry all the time, do we? Let's shake that out.
Shake that up.
Not angry anymore.
No. Okay. Can we do a happy cow?
A happy cow? Excellent. So we've got our horns, and if we are happy, we laugh sometimes, don't we?
We do.
So let's see if we can turn our moo into a laughing moo. So let's have a little try. Okay, and we're going to do a happy moo laugh, and we're going to charge around like somebody has told us the most amazingly funny joke in the world. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
Very good.
What about if our bull had a little bit of hay fever and a scratchy nose and then needed to do a sneeze? We're going to do a moo, a chew. We're going to sneeze our way around the room. Just get your itchy nose. Give it up. Fantastic.
I've got one more.
Okay.
Let's do a tired bull.
Oh.
A tired and lazy bull.
So all of our body is heavy. And our breaths are. Okay. I'm going to have a little walk around with a moo yawn. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Real yawn.
That's a real yawn. Right, so in our little performance then, we had one person was the bull and the other person was the matador. So let's have a turn. One of you in your house can be the bull and one of you can be the matador. We're going to switch round, so you'll get a turn at doing everything. But if you're the matador, you need to stand nice and strong. Nice tall bodies. You can use something as a cape. You might want to use a blanket. We're using our pyjama t-shirts. And we've got Ollie!
Ollie!
And let's make our voices really strong as well. Are we ready? Ollie! Lovely. And then you're going to get your blanket or your t-shirt and you're going to torment your bull.
Are we going to hold the blanket in front of our bellies?
No, we're going to hold it to the side
To
of
the
us.
side, so that I don't run like a bull and run right into Layla's belly and knock her over. So hold it down to the side, make sure there's enough space that you're not going to charge into a wall or a chair. And you ready, bulls? Going to charge, 1, 2, 3.
You're just going to lift it over their heads as they come past you. So you hold it to the side, give it a
Ready?
little wave.
Try again, 1, 2, 3.
And stop.
One more time, 1, 2, 3.
Very good. Should we have a go at one of our very angry, frustrated bulls?
Angry, frustrated bull. Should we swap
Let's
places
swap
as
over,
well?
yeah.
So let's, whoever hasn't had it, or if there's a few of you, make sure you pass it round. And our angry bull is going to try and come through this time. 1, 2, 3. Ollie! 1, 2, 3. Ollie!
Should we do another bull?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Do you want to
Yeah, let's
make
swap
sure you
over.
swap it round? And let's try our sleepy bull. And then we can finish on something more epic.
Okay.
Ready? So really sleepy bulls. Remember, super slow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm so slow. Try again. 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable.
Okay, the last one.
Last
a
one.
very excited, can't get to sleep bull.
Can't get to sleep bull. Too excited.
Too excited.
Okay, so we need our horns. We've got ants in our pants. We're jiggly. And we're so excited. We've got lots of energy. And we're going to do really quick moves. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Try that again. Loads of energy. 1, 2, 3.
Very good. Right, I think we are ready to put our pyjamas on. So you need to get your imaginary pyjamas. You're going to get some trousers.
Some trousers.
You're going to get your legs. And you're going to put one in. Put the other one in. Pull them up. These are really stretchy. And ping them. Ping. Lovely. And then we're going to get our arms in. So stretch your arm in. Other one. And you're going to do up your pyjama top. Mine's got buttons.
I'm going to say.
Very good. Should we try that again?
Yeah.
Ready? Let's put our pyjamas on.
We might have Velcro.
So really try and use your voice and your body to do this. Shall we see if we can go as fast as we can go?
As fast as we can. Fastest pyjamas in the world.
Okay, so
Okay, let's have a race. See who can finish first.
1, 2, 3, go! The button slowed me down
The
there.
bottom sits going down. And the winner, who won in your house? Right.
Shall we do it as slow as we can?
Slow as we can. I think we could go even faster than that.
Even
though.
faster, okay,
Yeah.
let's see.
So one more, super fast. It's your last chance to win the race. 1, 2, 3, go.
That was me.
Whoa! Quick bombs then. So we've done fast.
Let's do slow.
Okay.
So this is, imagine that you really don't want to go to bed. Really slow.
Slow motion.
Slow motion.
What's even better when you do slow motion is if you can talk in slow motion as well. So you tell us what you're going to do. Like, I am putting on my trousers.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm putting on my Boing, boing. Hold out my arms. Put my son as well. That was really good.
Very good.
Quite relaxing.
Right then. You ready?
Before I go to bed, I like to tidy up. Hip. Hip.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, we have just created our very own bedtime creature out of things we might find at home. So we've got a laundry basket and we've got a shoe organiser. So now we're just going to invite you to go and find some things in your house that you might want to make a bedtime creature or a monster with. We've got our blankets, we've got our cushions, we've got our socks, and anything else you think might be a good item. So just going to give you a minute to just go and grab all your things. I'm going to create our bedtime monster together.
So you can use clothes. Clothes are good. Things that you can tie with are always really nice as well. Stringy things, ribbons, soft things, anything that is malleable that you can kind of squeeze around. So
yeah, soft is good.
Soft is very good. If it's too hard, you're not going to get any movement out of it. So we've got, like you, we've just got a cushion and a blanket. And I think we're just going to tie it up. So when we're thinking about making our puppets, we're going to think about structure. So we want to give ourselves a bit of a head and a body. So just very simple. A little bit of a nut. And then what we've done here is we've created ourselves a bit of a head and a bit of a body. Now you can do this individually by yourselves, or you can do it as a pair like we are here. So we've got our head, we've got a bit of a body, we've created arms. Don't always need 2 arms. Doesn't have to look like this. It can be however you want it to look. But when we're thinking about our puppet and bringing it to life, what's going to really help you are these few things. So let's think about our head. A lovely blank surface here. I've got a bit of movement from our neck. So let's think about where our nose is and where our eyes are. So if you imagine a point on our puppet where its nose is, that is going to lead you to where your puppet's going to look. So let's have a little think about where the nose is. And if you imagine pointing your nose at all of the things around you, at each other, reading at the book. And the more you think about where that nose is looking, you'll really get a good eye line for looking around. So we've got our nose, we've got our point of focus. Then the other thing that really brings puppets to life is the breath. So our puppets, if they can breathe, they can live. So let's have a little practice at seeing if we can give this puppet breath. So when we breathe in, we expand, we get bigger. And when we breathe out, we contract, we get smaller. And they can be small, or it can be a great big breath. Okay, and we've been doing a bit of breathing with our puppet. Let's think about giving that breath a bit of a noise. So every puppet's going to have a different sound depending on what you feel they sound like. Our puppet here, let's see if we can make like a little H sound when we breathe out this time. Okay, and then we're just going to practice. Every time we breathe out, we're going to try a different sound until we find out which one we think is right for us. Ready? I'm not sure about that one. There it is. So we've tried a few. Hopefully you got one that fits. We've got a bit of breathing. Let's think about how we move. So we've got self a bit of space. If you need space, we've got our puppet here. Our bits and pieces. It's not very solid, this puppet. It's a bit floaty. It's a bit light. So our movement might be a bit light. So have a little practice at how you might.
Could be stompy.
Could be stompy. Try some stompy. Stompy is not bad for this puppet because it's got a good bit of bounce in the fabric.
What about like a dreamy, floaty one?
Dreamy, floaty. And what about really heavy old person?
Really got a stick. So you can really change the way that your puppet seems just by the breath, can't you, really?
Definitely. So use all of that breath to try and give it lots of character. And let's try some different emotions. So all of our puppets, they're the same as us. They've got all of our emotions. So if our puppet is excited, how does it move? How does it breathe? How does it sound? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. What about if it was sad?
Sad. We might want to give it back.
What about if it was really, really angry?
Okay.
having a tantrum. 1, 2, 3. He's quite angry, yeah?
Yeah, angry.
So you can play about at your own leisure with these when you decide to come back to it. Look at how it moves, all the different emotions, all the different actions, whatever we...
Yeah.
Or if we're eating, or if we're having a bad, disgusting, unbelievable.
Hand over your mouth. Right, so you might want to use your puppets now for our next section, because we are going to do our bedtime routine, starting with our eyes, with our puppet. Here we go.
Superb. Should we give it another go?
Let's give it another go. Here we go.
Excellent stuff.
Should we go back to our sock monster?
Definitely.
Our sock monster, after he was sick, had a little bit of a tantrum. We're going to have a little bit of fun now with your bedtime monsters. I'm going to bring them back. And
Swap over.
sides.
You'll find when you start puppeteering, you'll have a favourite side. You don't want to be on the wrong side.
Well, let me lift this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so how can we have this tantrum? What kind of things do your little ones do when they have a tantrum? Or what kind of things do you do when you're really upset? Sometimes, well, this one might have a silent tantrum.
Silent.
So a quiet one. Let's see, thinking about getting really angry in your tummy, thinking about your breath getting really tight. Are we ready?
And we want to, even though it's silent, you've got to think about the tension in your puppet. Oh, they're seething on the inside.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Well, it's made me go red.
Oh, come down from that. We should try another tense one. Oh, ready to explode.
What other kind of tantrum could we have?
We sometimes in our tantrums, we might not make a lot of noise, but we might do it with all of our bodies. So lots of kicking out, lots of throwing our arms, making a real good show of things. So it's almost like our whole body is going to vibrate. You ready? 1, 2, 3. And it's quite exhausting.
Yeah.
On the tantrum. Should we try that one again?
Yeah.
Make sure you have a relaxing breath afterwards. Catch your breath. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Shall we do a really noisy one, thinking about everything that came out of the body there, but also thinking about our voices?
Yeah, so be gentle on your voice. So you don't have to be very loud. And you don't have to, if you imagine it coming from your belly, your breath, rather than your throat, and then you won't lose your voice. And think of a nice soft sound that you can make as well. It doesn't have to be too loud, otherwise we'll terrify our little ones, we'll terrify the neighbours. And the little ones might even terrify the grown-ups. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
It is exhausting.
It is very tiring. Okay, shall we try that one again? Nice soft. See what other noises you can squeeze out of there. See if it starts with a see where you can take it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Shall we, as a test? So we're gonna get our little ones doing this and you doing it as well. Shall we see if we can do a tantrum for as long as we can until we're completely exhausted?
Okay.
You ready? Let's see how long we can go. 1, 2, 3.
I think it's time for bed.
Time for bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, we get very tired, don't we? Oh.
So you might want to get your puppets and you might want to put them in bed, and let's think about what sounds we could do to make it more soothing. So maybe a shh.
So do this together.
And even when your puppet's relaxed, thinking about the breathing still. So we've got the movement of the breathing going up and down. And I'm going to get a blanket to make them even more cozy. See what you can do to make your creature cozy. might have a special song that you use when you're going to sleep. Maybe you could sing that song to your bedtime creatures and keep them breathing. And maybe you might even hear them snoring. Right, so I think our creatures are fast asleep now. And we're just going to try and we're going to do a little exercise to help with our breathing. So I want you to make your hand into a big shining star. And you're going to use your other hand to draw up one finger, or thumb, and down. And we're going to go all the way around our hand. Now, you can do this to yourself, or you can do it to your little one, or you can have a go at them doing it to you. And as we do this, we're going to use our breath. So we've got breathing in as we go up, and breathing out as we come down. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and out. And in. And out. And let's just use our other hand. Nice and bright, shining star. Breathing in, and out. And in, and out, and in. And in, and out. And that's just a really lovely way to calm things down at the end of the day, and to give you and your little one just a really focused breathing, simple breathing meditation exercise. So thank you so much for joining us for that session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had lots of fun with it. We did. Exploring all the different kinds of emotions, exploring the idea of mirroring your child's behaviour using simple objects. I'm aware that we haven't got that much time. We've got 5 more minutes left. So I just want to open it up for any questions from anybody, and we'll try to do our best to answer them. And if not, I'll just go into a little bit more detail.
Let's get our chat up.
Got our chat window. Here we go. Okay, so let's just have a little talk about, I'll just talk to you a little bit about the reasons we used we used the household objects as puppetry. So when we were developing the show, we really wanted to explore the tantrum, and we found that a lot of parents have explained that, you know, just before going to bed, the last thing you want is an explosion of energy and emotions. So it was important for us to reflect this in the show. And obviously, because we're both grown adults, when we were looking at the idea of a tantrum, it was quite scary for a child to see either myself or Joe going through all those emotions physically, and with our big voices, loud voices. So we wanted to do this in a way that was non-threatening, but would have the same impact, and that the child could see that behaviour, which is why we decided to use puppets, and in particular household objects, as they're inanimate. There's kind of no character attached to them in the first place, so it gave us a really good opportunity to even go as far as having the puppet banging his head on the floor without it being too scary. And the response for it has been really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I think the big thing is that it's really relatable to the children, so they recognise their behaviour. It's something they will have experienced themselves. They're being told to calm down, being told no, not allowed these things. So I think when they can see bits of themselves, see their behaviour, shed for them, it makes them more cognizant, more aware of their own actions in the future. And it's a really nice thing to refer to if you're the parent as well. It's like, it's really silly when this puppet behaves like this. So when your child is behaving like this, you can talk about, oh, that's quite silly, it's quite humorous, and you can kind of deflect it in that way, or you can get them to express their anger and their frustration through the puppet rather than through a big tantrum about brushing their teeth or putting their pajamas on themselves. They can express it through something else and try and channel the energy that way.
And it's a really nice way, in terms of the breathing that we were doing in the session, to show your child how much their breath can impact themselves and their emotions. So that's a really nice tool to use. And a lot of the responses from the children, I hear them when we're doing the show, is they need a hug. And they can see really clearly what the problem is, but obviously when they're in that mode, they are not often aware of what it is that they need. So it's quite nice for them to recognise that for a different character.
And giving them tools as well. Sometimes I think as grown-ups we can forget that they don't always have the tools to be able to handle their emotions. So saying something like calm down is not always effective, whereas if you can tell them to think about their breathing, that's something that they can physically do, that they can concentrate on, that will help to calm them down. Or it might be move into a more comfortable space, or it might be getting all of that energy out of their system. Whatever works for you, but giving strategies rather than instructions, I think, is really helpful.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there are any questions at all. No, so the last thing that I just want to mention is we use music a lot, and this is another really simple way of kind of calming the mood down. It doesn't always have to be music though. Again, using the breath and making your breath calm, and also using a shh is really simple and really, really effective. I'm just aware that it's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's not 11 where you are. It's 2 o'clock. Just last things is, next week we're going to be looking more at the idea of changing our environment around us and how that can impact our emotions and our space. So hopefully we will see you, or you will see us again next week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, if there's any questions, just type them in.